video. If you're new here, then hi and welcome. My name's Amy and I'm mummy to two gorgeous girlies, and I'm currently on my weight loss journey after having my second baby. I also upload twice a week and maybe 3 times if you're lucky. I don't have set days yet, but if that is something that you want to happen, then please leave a comment down below. So, as you can see by the title, something very bad happened this week. So yes, let's all address the elephant in the room, because I mean, it is a big elephant. So, I caved. Yeah, I caved. After 2 weeks of on plan, I caved, and I am literally so angry with myself. You do not understand. So I had thought I was going to have a little treat day, and I'll go on to explaining this in the second half of this video. But yeah, I thought I'd give myself a little treat day and just kind of have a meal like I usually would sometimes on an evening, a 200-calorie meal, but not count the calories or the carbs and just have a nice meal with my family. Anyway, this happened, and then it was the snowball effect, wasn't it? So I did this, and then the next day I thought, yeah, it's fine, I'll jump back on it. So the next day I had a shake in the morning, had a bar for my lunch, bearing in mind this was my last bar. Okay, so I've run out of bars now. So this has kind of been my excuse not to do it, because I don't have any bars, which isn't a great excuse. But yes, I had my bar in the afternoon, and then just thought, no, I'll have a little dinner with Sean again. Had a little dinner. Next day, just completely lost it. And then it was Mother's Day, and I had a lovely roast dinner cooked by Sean. I mean, that was my excuse to come off the diet again, to have Mother's Day, to eat what I wanted. And believe me, I ate what I wanted. So I had some cookies, my favourite cookies from Tesco, you know, the really nice freshly baked cookies in the packet, the Irresistible range or whatever it is. Yeah, I had them. And then I had a roast dinner, which is like my favourite all-time meal. So I had that. And what else did I have? I think that was about it really, but I just kind of picked throughout the day and ate what I wanted. Had a ham sandwich, I think, as well for lunch, a bagel for breakfast, so all them carbs. And yeah, and then it came to weigh day yesterday, and I am a bit gutted by it. I mean, you know, if I was going to stay the same or actually lose anything, then pigs can fly. So I have put on 2 pounds. So I'm okay with that. I did think that it was going to be a lot worse, but I have put on 2 pounds. But that's what you get for binging and doing what you want to do for the majority of the week, pretty much. So I did have like quite an off wobbly week last week, but we are back with it now. Thursday I'm putting another order in for Exante, and I'm so excited to show you what I pick and what I get, and some more reviews of the products, because I'm going to go for totally different products and I'm going to order the stuff that I want to order. I'm not going to do the box, I'm going to order what I want to order. But yeah, we are back to it now, coming in hard, and let's hopefully, fingers crossed for me, that we can see a loss this week, and hopefully it's quite a big loss. So on to the second part of this video. You know, I always like to do an update for you, and then I like to do like a second half of the video where I do like a review or something like that. But I thought it was quite fitting this week to go in with the struggles that everybody faces when they're doing a diet, whether it's Cambridge, whether it's Exante, whether it's Weight Watchers, Slimming World, any diet that anyone tries to do. I just find that these are the struggles that people go through, and I kind of wanted to go through them with you guys and just, you know, touch up on each one and how I've kind of dealt with them in my situation. So first struggle that I always find quite hard is changing your mindset. So changing your mindset about food, and this also links into eating habits as well. So for me, it has to be the right time for me to start one of these diets. I can't just think the week before, oh, I'll just do that, I'll start that on Monday. That is not me. So for me, I have to be in the right mindset up here to fully go for the diet. So previously, when I was on a previous diet, I did it for 2 months and I lost 2 stone. I stuck to that diet so well for the first, before I even had one little cheat, I did it 4 weeks straight and lost a stone. So I did really, really well. This time I've kind of, I think once you let that leeway in, then the snowball starts rolling. But we'll leave that. We're forgetting about that. It's a distant memory now. But I think you have to definitely be in the right mindset. So when having Lilia, I knew that I straight away wanted to jump back on the Exante diet. I wanted to get back on it, get back in shape, lose the weight that I'd put on with her and a little bit more, and just feel good about myself again, because as you mums know, especially if you're like me, you don't snap back straight after you've had a baby, then you know that it does make you feel a bit rubbish, especially when you've got friends that have babies and they just snap back like that and you're just there like, and you get all your old previous clothes out that you used to wear and none of them fit you, and it is just quite disheartening. When I had Lilia has gone through a lot of issues since I've had her, which I will touch upon in another video. But basically, Lilia has CMPA, and she wasn't diagnosed with this until she was 4 months old, which was a long journey, believe me. But before she was diagnosed with this, I could no way have done this diet. My mind was not there. I was as well comfort eating because of the stress and the trauma and everything that I was put through during that awful time. So for me, that was not the correct time to start the diet. However, now she's thriving, she's healthy, she's smiley, she's just a lovely, lovely baby. And now I'm in the correct mindset to do this diet because I feel better in myself as well, because obviously going through all that with your baby, which I will explain in another video to obviously help mums that are maybe going through this kind of thing, but to go through that, obviously it takes its toll on you as parents. Obviously me and Sean, it took its toll on us and our mental health. So I was not mentally and physically really ready to take on this diet. But now that I am, I've still slipped up. No, I'm joking. But now that I am, I'm ready to go in with full force. The second thing that I wanted to touch up upon, which links with the first category, is eating habits. My eating habits were, I wouldn't say that they were really, really bad, but I used to pick, and I think that's where the excess food used to come from. So I would say for instance, I would make our breakfast, that would be fine. And then I would make lunch, and as I was making Eva's lunch, say, I'd be picking at whatever she's having. So I'm cutting up some little bits of cheese for her, and then I'd just pick at that. Or I'm making her a sandwich, and I'd just pick at the filling and all this kind of thing. And the same with her dinner. So I'd make her a dinner, and I'd be picking, say if she had a quick dinner, sometimes we obviously do fish fingers, chips and beans. I'd be picking at the chips, or put an extra fish finger in the oven for me, so that when I'm cutting hers up, I can eat that as well. And it is about obviously it involves your mindset and changing your eating habits. And I don't look at Exante as oh, I've got to have this for breakfast, I'm having this for lunch, I'm having this for dinner. I just look at it as, right, my next intake of food is then. My next intake of food is then, because I don't have my products at breakfast, lunch and dinner times. So it helps me go throughout the day and not feel as hungry. I tend to leave my first product till about 11 o'clock. Well, try to. Some days I don't accomplish this, but I try to. And then the second product, I'll leave it till about 2 or 3. And then the third product, I'll have about 4 or 5. And then I'll have either another product or a dinner. So yeah, I don't look at it as having breakfast, lunch and dinner anymore. And then that brings me on to getting used to being hungry. So I would never ever, before going on this diet, ever feel hungry. I'd never let myself feel hungry. I'd always be oh, I'm starting to feel not even a little bit hungry, but I'd just look at the clock and be oh, I should eat something now because it's 12 o'clock and that's lunchtime, so I should be eating now. Oh, it's 4 o'clock, so I should be starting tea for the kids. Oh, I should be eating something now. Do you know what I mean? I would never ever let myself get hungry, and I'd always be picking through the day, especially out of boredom, especially in lockdown. I'm at home all the time. I'm on maternity leave with Eva. She only goes to nursery 2 days a week, so the majority of the time she is with me. Lily is with me 24/7. So like in the nap times and the quiet times with Eva, I'm just sitting there, and like Eva will want to eat snacks, and that's fine because she's a 3-year-old and she just burns it off, and she's tiny and she's a skinny mini. But for me, I don't burn it off, and I'm not a skinny mini. So if she was having like a packet of crisps as a snack or like some fruit as a snack, I would go in there, but I wouldn't have the fruit. I'd have like a Kit Kat, or I'd have a biscuit, and with my cup of tea I'd have a few biscuits to dunk in here and there, and it all adds up. And I think that is why like I'd never felt hungry, and I think that's why I struggled the first part of this diet in the first 3 days, obviously when your body's depleting of everything. And I think that's why I was so hungry, because my body was constantly used to being full, and I would eat some nights. I'd even eat more than Sean, and I'd be literally like cringing at myself and embarrassed. But we would sit there and I would eat, and I would just eat and eat and eat and eat until I was so full and bloated, because I don't know why, but I just wanted to be full. And that's something that I've come to realise doing this diet, is you don't need to constantly be that full. You don't need to constantly be full, and it's okay to be hungry. You're not going to pass out, or you're not going to perish into thin air. You're just a little bit hungry, and that's normal for your body. And that is something, a big thing that I have learned through doing this diet, is that it's actually okay to feel hungry, and it's okay to feel hungry for like an hour. So yeah, that is my 3rd point. My 4th point, just picking up on me saying that I was embarrassed about how much like more that I would eat than Sean. Also, another thing that is embarrassing, and I feel like everyone finds this a struggle, is who to tell, and like the embarrassment of being on a diet in front of your friends. Obviously at the moment it's the easiest part, because you're not socialising, you're not going out, and you're not having that feeling of going out and meeting your friends and then them saying, oh, do you want to pop here for lunch, and them eating something and you going, I'll just have my bar, or I'll just have my shake. You, at the moment, you're kind of getting off lightly, not having to do that. But I have been on a diet where I have had to do that, and some people who are your true friends will support you in every single way. It's like my friend, I went out with her the other day and we went to town, and she's there getting like a sandwich from Asda and everything, and she never once said to me, oh, go on, it'll be okay, have a little sandwich, have a little cake from Greg's, do this, do that. She never once did that, and she's always supported me with everything that I do. And when we walked through town, she was really supportive. She never once tried to egg me on to come out of my diet, ever. And that is a thing that you'll realise who your true friends are and who your true supporters are, is through doing this diet. But also I find that it's a struggle, especially when you do have friends like that and they are going, oh, go on, you know, just this one treat, it won't affect your weight loss, oh, do this. But actually it does affect your weight loss, as I've proven this week it does. But as well, another struggle is, it can be embarrassing. Even though you know your friends are supportive of you, it can be embarrassing, you know, sitting there in a restaurant and them saying, someone coming up and taking your order, and you going, no, it's okay, and then they're all eating and you're just sat there with your bar or your shake. In public it can be embarrassing, but you've just got to get over the fear, you know. I just think it's a few months of your life or a year of your life, and then, you know, just think how happy you will be when it gets to summer and you can wear whatever clothes you want, feel comfortable, feel confident, go on holiday, hopefully soon, and wear the bikini you've always wanted to, or feel confident walking around that pool. Like, that's all I think in my head, so I'm passing that knowledge on to you guys. And the last struggle is cheat days. Obviously this week I have to touch upon this because I've experienced this full whack myself. So the struggle is, and a question that I get asked a lot on my Instagram is, can you have cheat days? Will it affect your weight loss if you have a cheat day? The answer is yes. If you have a cheat day, it is more than likely to snowball effect, because you give yourself that little bit of leeway. And obviously if you're not like me and you're more strong-willed and got more willpower, which I used to have and I've lost it somewhere and I need to go and find it, that maybe you can have like a cheat evening and then go straight back on. But the only thing with it is, this diet is a ketosis diet, and by you having a cheat day, it knocks you out of ketosis, which is your body basically eating up the fat that is already stored in your body and entitled quick weight loss. Therefore, having a cheat day knocks you out of ketosis and your body is not in the quick depletion of fat anymore. So to get back into that, obviously you jump back on your diet, but it takes, they say, around 3 to 4 days to get back into the calorie deficit and to get back into ketosis. So you've just got to think very carefully in your head, is this worth it? And I know, I completely understand, life is not all about being on a diet and you shouldn't always be restricted. I mean, like for birthdays, Christmas, things like that, I wouldn't restrict myself. That's just me. Some people can. I'm like, you only live once and I shouldn't be restricted to a diet 24/7, especially for like big events like that. So you've just got to think to yourself, is it worth it, me cheating and having to, you know, backtrack a little bit, slow down my weight loss, especially if you're wanting a quick weight loss. It is definitely something to think about. So guys, I'm going to end the video there for today. As always, I have been totally open and honest with you guys, and I hope you really appreciate that, because I feel like it is so important to be really honest and raw with you all about the struggles and everything that I've gone through, just so if you are going through the same, you're not alone. People mess up, people, you know, have a little cheat day here and there, and it's completely normal and it's all a learning curve. And as I say, everything in moderation. But yeah, I hope you have enjoyed this video and I hope you can relate to some of the struggles and just know that you're not alone. Please hit that subscribe button if you're loving my content. I'd love to have you here on my channel for even more, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye guys.